So my number one question I get about the stock tank pool is painting it, and if it's flaking off, if it's chipped, how the paint's holding up. And so my answer to that, and I did a lot of research before we painted ours, is I kind of followed the same logic as Sunwoven. She was kind of like the inspiration for me to paint mine. But one thing she says on her posts and her blog is if you're a perfectionist and it's gonna bother you if there's little chips and paint flakes, then don't paint it, because it will happen and it'll happen over time. But I don't think it's enough if you really want a fun, bright color, or just a white or black to make a statement. I don't think it's enough to deter you from painting it. We've had ours painted for about 2 months, and these initial kind of chips happened as we were moving the stock tank pool from the garage, that's where we painted it, to the deck, and I just haven't touched them up. But on the outside, there hasn't really been much that is chipped off. There has been some in the bottom, little spots. And whenever I drain the pool in the wintertime, I'm just gonna go in and fill those spots in and repaint them. And yeah, it doesn't bother me. But she said it best, and I think she said that if it's gonna bother you, or if you're someone that, you know, it has to look maintained and perfect, and then maybe painting's not for you. But for me, I think having it this really fun pink color was worth any kind of spots that I'm gonna have to touch up over time. So with the paint, I used Rust-Oleum Magenta, and I did not do any prep on the outside besides just wiping it down with a cloth just to get, you know, it cleaned and smooth. On the bottom, I did a coat of Rust-Oleum Leak Seal. That's just like a white, I did the white coat of that. And on top of that, I filled in with the magenta pink. And I think the leak seal is just a thicker coating, and it's something to, I think, grab onto the pink paint for it to adhere to. But the spots on the bottom are definitely popping up since we painted it, and that's nothing major, but like I said, I just plan to drain it every winter, and we'll touch it up during the winter time. But the research I did do said that chlorine can make the paint come off, and it can cause rust on the stock tank. And so everything that I read said to get one of these floaters that holds the chlorine tabs in them, and don't ever add the chlorine directly to the pool, because it's when it's in the floater, it's still cleaning it, but it's not having direct contact with the actual stock tank. And that has been working great on keeping the pool clean. I also use, actually our little hidden corner over here, I use this net. The main thing that gets in here is just, you know, little bugs, mosquitoes, and gnats, and whenever we mow our grass. So I just get that out with the net to keep it clean. And on this side, we put the pump filter on this corner. You can see where it's hooked up. The 2 holes that you drill. I have all the instructions on how to do this on the blog. If you scroll down, it's weirdthejoneses.com. I have description. But this pump has been working great. And we have it kind of hidden in this corner, so it's not an eyesore, but it's still easily accessible. And then what Brian's going to do when we extend the deck is he's going to have kind of like a loose board. Just have 2 screws pop out. We need to reach down in to get that pump. We talked about also doing like a sliding or opening door there, so kind of still trying to decide on that. The setup, it was kind of intimidating, but once we did it, it really wasn't hard as we thought it was going to be. We read a lot about doing the holes being extremely hard, and Brian said they were actually pretty easy. So I think the tools he used made it really easy, and I have all those linked